Emily Upjohn and Mishriff. A slow start was a key factor in their defeats last time. The King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Kipco Stakes, they leave the stalls. Mishriff very slow again. Mishriff has missed it by a good 4 lengths from the stalls, as early on Westover, Piledriver and Broom are the first 3 to show as they run downhill. Torquato Tasso racing on the outside of Emily Upjohn, and 4 lengths to Mishriff, who gave them a healthy start. And on this descent, it's Westover who's testing Colin Keane out wide. He's a big strong horse, he's on the descent, and he on the outside of Broom dispute the lead. Piledriver races in 3rd place. 4th early on is Emily Upjohn, racing in the pink and grey colours of the Lloyd Webbers this afternoon. Then Torquato Tasso on the outside with the white face, and Mishriff last of all. So Westover it is, under Colin Keane, who will turn at the far end of the racecourse and has the advantage, that advantage from Broom in 2nd. Those initial sections will be quite quick as they're on the descent, but they were pretty rapid. And now Westover, Colin Keane just trying to stem his stride as they make the turn at the low part of the course. So Westover leads in the pink cap, Broom 2nd in the checks, and Piledriver red cap in 3rd. Emily Upjohn under Frankie Dettori in 4th, Torquato Tasso, Rennie Peachalook, and last of all is Mishriff, who's managed to make up the ground and done so pretty gradually. Nonetheless, gave himself a mountain to climb by missing the start. Climbing up the hill, and Broom's applying a bit of pressure here to Westover. Broom, who was aggressively ridden at the Royal Meeting, ensuring Westover's not going to get a prolonged breather. And they're beginning to stretch the field out here. It's going to be a solid test. Piledriver in 3rd, Torquato Tasso shaken up. Emily Upjohn, Frankie still sitting quietly. And Mishriff last of all under James Doyle. Westover still being hassled by Broom on the turn. Piledriver into 3rd, Torquato Tasso, Emily Upjohn and Mishriff as they turn for home in the King George. Broom continuing to attack Westover. Piledriver under PJ McDonald peels out on the outside in the red cap. Then Torquato Tasso, Mishriff and Emily Upjohn. Piledriver and Broom. Westover seems done back in 3rd. Torquato Tasso and Mishriff, and it's Piledriver who takes over and goes 2 to 3 lengths clear in the King George. Mishriff, Torquato Tasso and Broom are in pursuit. A furlong and a half to go. Piledriver pursued by the arc winner Torquato Tasso. 3 lengths to find, 150 yards, but Piledriver continues to pour it on. Torquato Tasso in 2nd, Mishriff and Broom. Piledriver, William Muir, Chris Grassick, PJ McDonald, a fairy tale winner of the King George by 3 lengths. Torquato Tasso clear of Mishriff, Broom. The 3-year-olds completely eclipsed. Westover and Emily Upjohn, 18 to 1. The horse that keeps on giving, the horse that nobody wanted as a young individual. Had Coronation Cup success, won here the King over the 7th, but this caps it all, and he did so in decisive fashion. An honestly run race, sent for home. Torquato Tasso chased him valiantly as the others faded away. PJ McDonald, what a terrific success for him and the William Muir Chris Grassick combination. It's Piledriver's King George.
And the Piledriver fairy tale goes on. For Guy Leach and Roger Devon, they have now won a King George with this wonderful horse, the people's horse, as you said, Jason, with PJ McDonald on the big stage. Your thoughts go out to Martin Dwyer. What a strange race, but what a brilliant performance.
You know, he can latch on sometimes, and even down the back when they were skipping along, he was in PJ's hands, if you like, but the stronger the gallop, the better for him. And yes, he was coming up and running probably a little bit on fumes late on, but the damage was done. He was off, he was gone.
Absolutely, and his stamina is something that is never a doubt, whereas it was a question mark over a few, and it ended up being a real stamina test. Brian Moore kept pressure on Westover, who was racing 2-3 out in front. Normally Piledriver's that one in front over racing, but because of that strong pace, PJ managed to actually get him to eventually kind of spit the bit out, and he was ridden a slightly different way. I'm not sure on purpose, but just because the way it planned out.
PJ was looking for another Lawrence, wasn't he? Something to replace that feel that he got all those years ago. Well, what about this? The punch of the air from the top table as far as jump jockeys are concerned. We saw them riding in the dash today, but one of their own goes and wins the big one.
And he had to straighten him at one stage, PJ, but he did that, and away they went to beat Torquato Tasso, who's run big in second. Mishriff missed the start. Westover was far too keen. Likewise, Emily Upjohn. Here's Babu Singh, who looks after Pile Driver, who also won Best Turned Out. You don't need your coat anymore, Babu. Fantastic. Oh, yes. I think a lot of people will be delighted for that man, P.J. McDonald.
Oh my God. Well, this is a magical moment, William Muir and P.J. McDonald just walking back. P.J. just said, I cannot believe it, I have won the King George. Well, you can believe it because you have won the King George, P.J. What are you thinking right now?
First, I feel so sorry for Martin, honestly, because these horses are so hard to come by. And it happened to me getting injured when I had Lawrence, and I know what it feels like, and I know what will be going through his head right now. But he's an absolute gent. He's been so supportive of me and helped me out so much with everything in the last week to riding this horse. So first of all is to him, you know. I wish him best, and I'll try and keep him right till he comes back. But for me, oh my God, Rishi, these are days that you don't think are going to happen. You work hard, and sometimes you just think your chance is never going to come, and this has come to me by luck, you know. Somebody else's misfortune, and I've stood in, but that's this game inside out. But I'm so grateful to Willie and the team, and I'm so grateful to this horse, because that was absolutely as smooth as it could have been. He's gone through the race like a knife through butter, and I'm going to enjoy this, I tell you.
Well, you should do. But just tell me. That's beautiful. Just very quickly, the feeling he must have gave you as Bruce